Okay, let's make the pizza dough. So what we'll need for that is some bread flour. This is the brand I use, Gold Medal. Some instant yeast, that's important. Salt, we're gonna have 3/4 of a cup of water at about 100 degrees. We're gonna pour it in slowly to the food processor. We need some olive oil, a little bit of sugar. We're gonna start the dough in the food processor, and then I'm gonna knead it and put it in this bowl for about 2 hours, so it'll double in size. So let's get started on that. Okay, first we're gonna add 2 1/4 cup bread flour. And yes, I'm a little bit particular about getting exactly 2 1/4, so this is 1/4 cup. Okay, we'll add 1 packet of instant yeast. Okay, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon kosher salt. Add 1 teaspoon white sugar. Okay, we're gonna pulse this up a little bit just to get that mixed. Okay, now we're gonna add 3/4 cup warm water. This is about 100 degrees. I'll let this go about 45 seconds to a minute and add a tablespoon of olive oil. See if it's ready. Should be sticky, but yeah, looks something like that. So it's ready to go. Get a little bit of flour on the board. Okay, now we're just going to knead it together into a nice little ball. Get it fairly smooth. We're not making pasta dough, so it doesn't need to be kneaded for too long, just a couple of minutes maybe. Okay. I'm going to get it into a ball, it's kind of like that. And what we'll do is we'll put a little bit of olive oil in here. We'll get it all around the bowl. We'll put the dough right in the bottom here. And we'll get it, actually, we want to get some, put the oil on the outside a little bit. And we'll get that right in the center. And this we'll cover and put aside in a nice warm location. I like to do the plastic wrap as well as a towel. And we'll put it aside for about 2 hours, and it should double in size. And I'll put it in the microwave. I mean, obviously don't turn it on, but just to let it sit there for 2 hours. It's a nice place, doesn't have a draft. Probably warmer than most places. Okay, and I'm gonna set my timer for 2 hours. Okay, so now we got the dough. It's been 2 hours. See, it's about doubled in size. Let's see, yeah, there we go. Right, we'll prepare our hard anodized aluminum pan from Lloyd's pans. This is specifically for Detroit style pizza. Mimics the old oil pans that they used in Detroit way back in I guess it was the 40s and 50s when they first made pizzas in these type of pans. So we'll put some olive oil in the pan, a nice amount. So we don't want it to stick. Be sure to get the sides and the corners. That's where the best part. The pizza with the crust. And we'll see at the end. All right, we're gonna take the dough and just work it. don't want to tear it, so you just want to flatten it out and kind of squeeze it to the corners. Again, the gluten hasn't relaxed completely, so you're going to be fighting it. So we're going to let this sit probably another 30 minutes after this. You see how it's springing back? That's expected. So you just need to work it out. Meanwhile, while this is sitting, I'm going to start with the sauce. We're going to cover this back up like we did before and just set it aside for another 30 minutes. Okay, we're going to prepare the sauce. We're going to use a 28-ounce can of San Marzano peeled tomatoes. Typically, I like to do this actually over the sink because these tomatoes will spray everywhere as you break them up. See that? So you want to smash it up. So I'm going to go do this over the sink, and I'll be back in a second. So yeah, so you can see what a mess this makes when you squeeze them. So, but no, didn't manage not to get any on me. So all good. I'm gonna go wash my hands off. Okay, so now we're going to do the sauce in my brand new saucepan, by the way. Isn't that pretty? It's a 3-quart Tramontina that I bought off of Amazon. Yeah, beautiful. My old one was a copper piece of crap that started to show scratches, but this is gonna last the rest of my life probably. So let's heat this up, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna let the oil heat up, and then we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of oregano, about a 1/4 teaspoon of red pepper flakes. You can add more or less depending on how much you want, and 3 cloves of minced garlic. Let's heat this up. I'm just going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. 1, 2 and a half. And then when it's ready, after we've got it so where the garlic is fragrant, we're going to add in that tomatoes, the peeled tomatoes that we squished up, and we're adding a tablespoon of sugar, a teaspoon of onion powder, and a teaspoon of garlic powder, and some salt. Almost too hot. You don't want to burn it, so yeah, boy, it's getting fragrant already. Okay, now we're going to add the tomatoes with the seasoning, and we'll just stir that up. So we're going to cook to reduce this to about 3 cups. That's probably half of what it is now. Again, sorry for the little birdie birds chirping in the background. I forgot to put them upstairs again. Okay, let's see if we can stretch this out now that it's sat for another 30 minutes or so. Oh yeah. So you want to stretch it beyond the corners because it will, and beyond the sides and beyond the corners because it will stretch back a little bit. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to add pepperoni. I just bought the regular Hormel pepperonis. Recipe calls for 12 ounces. This is 6, so we're going to make this work. So what you do with the Detroit style pizza is you just, it's like reversed. So you put the pepperoni down first, then the cheese, then the sauce. So we'll just set these up just like so. Make sure these taste okay. Yep. So again, you can put them thicker, you can overlap them, whatever. I like to do this consistency. Okay, now the really special part about this pizza for me is the cheese. So this is Wisconsin brick cheese that I have to order over Amazon. I couldn't find it local anywhere. This is 2 pounds. So the recipe here calls for, I think, 12 ounces. So we'll just eyeball it. But what you want to do is cut these up into little bricks. These are individually wrapped. So it says good through about a month, now about 3 weeks. So I'm gonna have to make another one of these within the next 3 weeks. By the way, you don't want to freeze this this cheese. It ruins it, makes it taste like nothing. I'll have a link in the description for this and the recipe and all that stuff, so everything will be in the description. So again, this is about a pound. We're going to do 12 ounces, it says, which you can get all crazy if you want. Let's see, just to see if it's actually a pound. 14.8. Well, they got me by an ounce. So I'm going to use probably all of this, really. There might be a little bit left. And there's really no sophisticated way of cutting this. Just be careful. It's fairly soft, so I'm going to cut them in little bricks, like I said. This stuff melts beautifully. It just flows across the whole layer of the pizza. Let's see. So I'll have a little bit extra for taste. Man, that's delicious. Such a mild, like, just beautiful. So now we just want to chop them up into little squares like so. At this point also, you want to make sure you probably start the oven to get to 550. So all you gotta do is just sort these out. Like I said, these will spread out really nicely, so just want to make sure you get them close to the corner, because that's a special place right here in the corners. You see how it's stretched back just a little bit. That's okay. So again, it says 12 ounces, so this is we're going to do almost all of this. And the little puppy needs to make an appearance, as always. Now, if you want, you can put another layer or a couple more pepperonis on here. I like to add them onto the top of the sauce, the racing stripe that we're going to have here. And the last step is to put the 3 racing stripes. So you're just going to sort out, you're going to spread out the sauce in 3s. I like to start in the center. And you just put a nice little, depending on how much sauce you like. There we go. And that's it. So now we're going to put this in the oven. I can only get up to 500, so this will probably take 20 minutes. And you just want to monitor it and see it when it starts browning in the corners. You'll see where the edges, you'll know when it's ready. There you go. Check that out. So this will probably come right out. You can see it. Yeah, it's just sliding around on the bottom. Take this out and put it right onto the board. Beautiful. Look at that. Now we have my Checkered Chef pizza slicer. Pretty slick. Another Amazon purchase. I'll have it in the description. Let this sit for a minute or two, just so it doesn't get all runny. So yeah, you can see how the crust is browned beautifully. Put underneath too. So yeah, so that came out really nice. You hear the crunch? That's what you want to hear. Cut in the middle. Okay. We're ready to eat. So let me take a bite. It's a little bit hot, but you can see the crust. So let me get some cheese and some pepperoni. That's really good. Like I said, the cheese is what makes this. That brick cheese, there's no replacement for that. You gotta use brick cheese. All right, that's it. My son's gonna be happy.